Are you familiar with BMF?
I heard of BMF.
Black Mafia Family. I've hung out with these guys before. They flew me out, and I got to see them in their heyday, and became cool with a couple of the members. And I was at Big Meech's house. At one point, Blue Da Vinci was one of the rappers. We became cool. We've done interviews and everything, but it was very clear from hanging out with them during that time that all this was going to come to an end fairly soon. It was just way too high profile.
Yeah.
And Big Meech, I believe, is doing
32.
30-something years in prison, right?
Yeah, we used to write and talk. He used to call me.
Okay, so you know Big Meech. Mm-hmm. When you look at...
I know Blue, too.
Blue Da Vinci, yeah. Well, when you look at BMF and you look at what you had going on, number one, you said that a lot of black gangs didn't really have leadership. I seem to see a certain level of leadership in BMF with Big Meech. Did they kind of break the mold in terms of...
Well, how many people did Meech have?
I don't know. Couldn't tell you.
10, 15, 20, 30?
Seems about right.
Yeah, when you talk about a Crip gang, you're talking about 30,000.
Right.
A Blood gang, 40, 50,000. So it's a difference. And then, each segment might have its own leader.
Yeah.
So who's the shot caller?
So you're saying that when you look at other gangs, there's actually one person at the top who's commanding the entire operation. And you just don't have that in black gangs from what you've seen?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Well, when you look at the situation with Meech and you look at BMF, what's your take on it?
I don't really know much about him. I heard a little bit about that story, what happened to him. I met Meech after he got arrested. He started writing me through Miss Day, Wendy Day. Shout out to Wendy Day.
Yeah, shout out to Wendy Day.
She's a friend of yours. And she's definitely a friend of prisoners.
Yeah.
She supplied me with books. One thing, when I met Wendy, I never needed another book. My whole time in jail, I had too many books. When you run an operation like they did, from what I hear, putting up billboards, and you asking for it.
Yeah.
It's like taunting the DEA, and those people take it personal. I just spoke on a panel this weekend at Claremont Lincoln University. And matter of fact, one of the cops that I testified against was on the panel with me. He's also in the documentary as well.
Okay.
As well as another lieutenant, who said, everything I do is ethical. I would never do anything unethical. And the other cop, he talked about how he got turned out, how he started off wanting to be ethical, and then in turn, because of the system was set up in a way that they couldn't have caught me without becoming unethical. Mm-hmm. Their normal tactics just wouldn't work. They supposed to send an informant to you and try to buy some drugs. Can't send anybody to me because I don't sell drugs to anybody. Yeah. I already got my crew. I ain't looking for no crew.
Right.
You can tell him to go somewhere else.
Yeah.
Far as he's concerned, I don't sell drugs. You're not gonna see me with no money.
Yeah.
You're not gonna see me driving the cars. You're not gonna see me in the big houses. Right. So.
And actually, and I read the book, the BMF book, and they didn't really catch Big Meech with hardly anything.
But that's how they always get the leaders. They don't have to.
Right.
They're gonna tell the jury that you're not gonna see him. He's the leader. You're not gonna see him with anything.
And then the RICO allows them to sort of put some pieces together and.
They draw a picture.
Right, and I believe Big Meech got kingpin charges against him.
I think he had continuous criminal enterprise.
Yeah. You had a kingpin charge against you also? Or?
I had a continuous criminal enterprise in L.A. They dropped that whole indictment because of the sheriffs were their key witnesses.
Okay.
So my worst indictment that could have ever been was out of L.A., which I never got indicted out of L.A. because of the sheriffs getting indicted, kill their witnesses. So they have to go to their second market, which was Cincinnati, Texas, and so forth.
The sheriffs that got indicted were killing their witnesses?
No, they wasn't killing witnesses. I don't think they tortured them.
Okay.
Planted drugs on them, beat them in the face. All these scars you see in my face, with flashlights and billy clubs, even while they was handcuffed. They also let the dog bite me while I was handcuffed and lying on the floor face down. So they violated civil rights, and I also won the lawsuit too. They gave me some money for the police doing that to me.
So basically, you think that with BMF, the flashiness is what ultimately.
They're gonna. I mean, the government has too much resource. You know, they're paying informants. They can pay. Danilo Blandon got $180,000 for setting us up.
It's not really a lot of money.
It's not, but what if it's a normal kid who's not Danilo Blandon? You tell him, okay, you find me a drug dealer, and I'm gonna give you $180,000. A lot of people will do it.
Yeah.
You know, they got informants that make $5 million from being an informant.
Wow.
You don't know about the top informants in the country? I studied all that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got
$5 million.
He's not even the top guy. This is a black informant out of St. Louis. What is his name? I'm gonna do his movie.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to do a movie about him so people can see how. I mean, this guy here, he came to LA and cleaned LA out. Arrested about 10 of my guys.
I understand that mindset because I have that because you don't believe in somebody so much you just joke on them. Like, I'm gonna joke on you. I don't believe you. So I understand it, but you know, I want hip hop, period. To stop the shenanigans with that type of shit. Like, yo, motherfucker, rap, go rap.
My monthly overhead for my household and household employees was somewhere in the neighborhood of like $1 million a month I was spending.